Hi everyone, my name is Colleen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to follow up on last week's video and show you what I made with things that were already in my fridge and pantry. If you saw my last video of prepping for the week, you saw me pull this package of chicken out of the freezer. For tonight's dinner, we're going to make chicken parm pizza, which I'm just going to make chicken parm like I normally do, but add some pizza toppings. For this meal, we'll just use one of these chicken breasts and like cut it in half. And with that chicken parm, we're just gonna pair some frozen broccoli. When cooking chicken parm, it's important you have everything ready. So make sure your chicken is cut and flattened. You have your flour and you season it with whatever you've put in your breadcrumbs. Mix up your egg and have a new plate to put your breaded chicken on. Now I'm just gonna take my chicken, flour, egg, breadcrumb, then back on the egg, more breadcrumb. And I will let it rest for 10 minutes. I have heated up the oil in my skillet and now we're just going to do a shallow fry on both sides, about 6-7 minutes, and then boiling my broccoli. We did our sauce, cheese, and pepperoni, and we're gonna bake this in the oven. So we just took our cheese and pepperoni to the oven and we are just going to place this atop our chicken. So just like the last chicken parm, this isn't the prettiest, but it should keep the chicken nice and crispy. Paired it with some frozen broccoli and enjoy. Tonight for dinner, we are making some chicken Alfredo. This is why I always put my chicken when it's defrosting on a plate, because it will leak out of the bag no matter what you do. But we have our chicken and we have everything we need to make a sauce. We are going to use up probably almost the rest of this heavy whipping cream and just pair it with your favorite pasta. And I have leftover broccoli from yesterday. They're just going to reheat with it. So I'm getting everything prepped. Just some salt, pepper, Italian seasoning on the chicken. Got my heavy whipping cream ready. But I was getting the cheese ready and we're short. But thankfully my sister-in-law had some. So dinner is saved. In our pan, I have about 2 tablespoons of oil heating up while we are seasoning the chicken. We are going to cook this for about 6 to 7 minutes on each side. While our chicken is cooking, make sure you are heating up your water for your pasta. For some reason this didn't record, flip your chicken and we added a tablespoon of butter. And we're gonna cook it another 6 minutes or so until it reaches 165. The chicken is done and resting. We're gonna add our butter. We're gonna add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And our seasoning, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. We're going to combine everything and we're going to cook it on a soft boil for 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to add about 1 cup of Parmesan cheese and mix it on in. Now with the cheese, you can see here it is getting thick. So you can save some of your pasta water to add it to thin this out to your liking. And now we are going to toss our noodles into our sauce so they can get nice and coated. This dinner turned out so good. We had 0 leftovers. And you can pair it with fresh veggies or a side salad, some garlic bread. Tonight for dinner, we're using up some tortillas and these onions I prepped. And we're making like a taco wrap. Basically, we're cooking the ground beef with the onions and the seasoning. We're gonna wrap everything into like the tortilla somehow. I saw this recipe with corn chips, so that's what we're doing tonight. To my skillet, I'm adding a little bit of oil to it, and I'm going to add about half these onions, add in our 1 pound of ground beef, and we are going to brown all this up and cook the onions until translucent. When your ground beef is cooked, drain off all that excess grease. We're going to add 1/4 cup of our taco seasoning. Add about 1/8 cup of your taco sauce. We're going to add a little bit of water. Give this a good mix, and then we're going to let it simmer for all that seasoning to get soaked up. We are going to start off by cutting a slit into our tortilla. We're going to start off by adding a scoop of our taco mixture. We are going to add some corn chips. I'm going to add a little bit of lettuce. And then just a little sprinkle of cheese. Looks messy. Let's see how it turns out. I sprayed my skillet with some nonstick spray and I am just going to kind of cook it on both sides to kind of brown that tortilla. This turned out so good. I don't know why I've never made it before. It's definitely going into rotation. Tonight we're having breakfast for dinner and I did not pull out the bananas to thaw. And it's currently almost 5 p.m. So I'm gonna look up ways to try and thaw these quickly so we can make dinner. We are going to whisk together our flour, baking powder, salt, and cinnamon. We are going to add our 2 ripe bananas, 1/4 cup of oil, 2 eggs, and a cup of milk together. And this is what that mixture looks like. Go ahead and combine your dry ingredients with your wet. Don't overmix. And then I just added some butter to my skillet and did about 1.5 minutes on one side and flipped. These turned out so good, so filling, and now we have breakfast for the week. Thank you guys for joining me. We ate some really yummy food this week. If you like this kind of content, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I post a lot of budget food content, going through your pantry, and lots of ways to save money on your groceries. The banana pancakes were delicious, and with the leftover batter, I made little mini waffles, and now they're in the freezer for breakfast for next week. The pizza chicken parm, my son helped me make the topping of it, so there's definitely too much cheese, but it was delicious. I do wish the pepperoni crisped up a little bit to add another texture, but it was really good. You can't really go wrong with a chicken Alfredo. Thankfully, my sister-in-law had the extra parmesan because you definitely need good cheese, lots of dairy in that sauce recipe, but it comes together so quickly. My absolute favorite were those tacos. I have eaten it for 3 more days afterwards, making the wraps. They were so good. They've got the onions and the lettuce and the wrap for good fiber. It's got the ground beef for good protein. The chips kind of add that extra crunch. It's really good. I highly recommend that you try it. Well, that is all for me today. Thank you guys again for joining me, and I'll see you all on my next one. Bye.